have a very special guest in the studio. He is so incredibly talented. I saw him originally online, and I was instantly blown away with his voice. And we were just talking about, influences and what really, grabs my attention, what inspires me. And I love tone and people's tone of voice. And your voice is out of this world. Can I get a round of applause? Actually, they're holding the cameras. I will clap for you. Joe Kirk is in the studio. Joe, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. Thank you so much for having me, and everything that you just said, likewise. I respect your talent so much.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You are killing it. I saw you online, the numbers every single day, new followers, new fans. You're killing it.
I'm trying to catch up with you, bro.
Oh, yeah. Calm down.
I don't know. I think that I took a lot of time really working on my artistry and working on what I have to offer and what I have to bring to the table. And I got to a place where I was ready to showcase it. So luckily I have some people like you and other influencers and friends who support what I do. And that's the best part about the industry. I love it.
Well, what is it about social media that, me included, it drives us to basically put everything on the internet? We're posting all these different behind-the-scenes videos of our daily life. Yeah. Some stuff people want to see, some stuff people don't want to see. And we're like, here it is. It's the power of social media. But we get to use it as this platform to reach so many different new people, just like how I came across your stuff, you've come across my stuff. It's incredible what you can use social media for, and in using it the right way. Now, obviously, people use it for the wrong reasons and whatnot. But social media is an incredible thing, and you've been able to use it to your advantage.
Absolutely. I have a love-hate relationship with social media.
Everyone does.
I love being able to interact with the people that support me. I feel like that's the best thing that social media offers us artists and us influencers. But the crazy part about it is I always feel like I have to be on social media. And sometimes I want to take that creative break and be just very present in the studio, or you know what I mean? Just really be present in my day-to-day life, but also my day-to-day life is surrounded by my fans. So right. I'm just in between. I don't know, but honestly, social media has given us artists a voice and us artists a platform to be able to speak for ourselves, stand up for ourselves in times where 10, 15 years ago, we wouldn't have had that opportunity. So right. I'm really thankful for it. The thing about artists is I see you, I see myself, I attempt to do this. And a lot of people in the music industry and just in the industry in general, they use it to be real. And I feel like for the longest time when social media came out, it was this facade of my life is perfect. Yeah. And we are able to showcase that life isn't always perfect, but we work through it. And I think that that's the biggest thing for people who aren't in the creative fields to really gravitate towards is the realness of what we do. It's not always great, it's not always glamorous, but we have so much love for it, and the passion that we have for it drives us to be creative every day. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah,
you keep it real.
I try to. I go through these times where I'm like, you know what, the world needs to hear something that's more than just the sky's blue and it's 70 degrees outside. You know what I mean? And
it's not currently.
Right.
I'm freezing.
It's freezing and a little bit rainy. But
this weather sucks.
Oh, man. Literally, New York and Tennessee have that in common. Always, it's up and down, either raining or frigid cold, or it's blistering hot.
And that's where you're from. You're from Tennessee.
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
I have never been in Nashville.
Come through. I got producers you can work with.
Man,
a lot of people
I'm mad because everyone's always you got to come to Nashville. You got to come to Nashville. And I had family that went to Nashville. It'll change your life. I'm somebody book the ticket. Right. Let's go.
Yeah, I moved there when I was about 10 years old, and I've been to New York, I've been to LA, everywhere in the United States that I feel like the music scene is huge. Right. And the thing about Nashville is it's more collaborative than competitive, and that's what I love about it.
Wow, I love that.
It's not. I went to LA. I moved there for about 6 months, and there were just so many things that happened within the friend group that I fell into, or just people that were also influencers or trying to do what I do, that it was more based around either competition or what can I gain from you. Oh, yeah. And in Nashville, it's genuine friendship and genuine want to see other people succeed. And every time I go to LA or come to New York, that's what I hope to embody, is just support of other artists, because that's what's important.
It's incredible. No, every time I'm in LA, I just hide.
Me too. Honestly, if I'm not like writing with somebody, like I know, I'm usually just in the corner, like, okay, gotta go.
Right. No, whenever I go to LA, I'm literally living in the studio, and then I'll get the text like, "Hey, are you around to hang?" And I'm like, actually, no.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, unfortunately, because there's people I like in LA, obviously. But it is a different world too, compared to New York, and then obviously compared to Nashville. I mean, Nashville sounds incredible. I heard you could just go into all these different bars, and everyone's just always playing music.
Yeah.
And that's the dream.
It really, honestly, is so creative. Like, I have never been to a city like that. Honest, there's 3 bars back to back. They're all singing different music, and they're all super talented. And you even go to like karaoke bars in Nashville, and there's like someone you think's a country music star because they're just incredible.
I want to go to a karaoke bar.
Well, come to Nashville.
I've never been to a karaoke bar, and everyone's always like,
"Are you kidding me?"
I've never been. I do karaoke in my living room.
Me too.
Okay, like I got you got the Apple TV. You plug the phone in, and you go, and Whitney Houston pops up, and she's singing a duet with you, and it's great. But fantastic. I would like to do that in a different setting. Yeah. So,
well, anytime you come to Nashville, and we can head downtown.
We'll have to go to some karaoke bars. But speaking of performances, obviously, because we do our performances in our karaoke bars. I was literally just doing it in the car. I was singing because you have to sing everywhere. You just did a show here in New York.
I did, actually. It was my first headlining show, and I don't know, I just have a lot of support here, luckily, from friends and family. And I got to do a show with Amelia Rose Allen and Randy Black, and honestly, I was like, why am I not opening for you guys? They're so talented, and it was a better turnout than I ever expected. One of the best experiences of my life. Yeah, it was amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was so upset that I couldn't be there. So I was in LA hiding.
Well, you probably should be extremely happy, because I would have been like, "Hey Nick, can you get on stage, please? I need you to come sing a song."
Like, my throat hurts. I need my tea. Where's my tea? No, but I heard it was incredible. Everyone's been raving about you because you've already stopped by the studio. So I've gotten the good text messages. Oh, Joe's so nice. Joe's so talented.
Oh, thank you. Everybody.
What is next? Because I know you got a show coming up on the island.
I do. I am playing so far, luckily. I go back to Nashville and I finish final tweaks on my next single called "Thing Called Love." And
Thing Called Love.
Yeah, Thing Called Love.
Nice.
I'll send
what
it to
is
you
love?
So
what is a thing called love? Like
something I don't think any human being understands.
I don't know what it is.
That's like my definition of it. Nobody understands what it is. But it's just a song about the past, like getting past the stage of like the hurt and just being like, I'm kind of tired of it all. You know what I mean? Like, all right, whatever. I'm going to write a song about it now. But yeah, I'll send it to you so you can listen to it.
Yeah, I want to hear it. What was like the writing process behind that?
I luckily have fallen into a group of writers who are super creative and super talented and push me further than I think I can go. And Andrew, my producer and co-writer, he just does not let me stop. Like if I'm like, I think we're good. He's like, you think that means we're not good. Get back there. And honestly, every time I just get into a studio, I turn my phone on airplane mode and I just write. And I try to be as creative as possible. And of course, there's hundreds of songs that no one will ever hear, but there's a few ones that I believe in and that I want to showcase and want to hear someone sing back to me one day. So
that's incredible. No, you have to. That's the thing is like there's so many songs, like you said, like you've got like 100 songs that no one's gonna hear. I have so many songs that I'm like, oh, I wish people could hear these. But then there's also songs that I'm like, ooh, I'm so glad no one heard them. And the songs that I thought at the time in 2015, I'm like, this is it. Right. This is the bop, okay? It's not the bop you wanted. It's the bop you needed.
Right.
And I'm so glad that bop flopped and didn't ever make it out publicly because I was like, no.
I have so many songs in my Dropbox like that.
So many songs. But that's so important that you're still writing and you're keeping at it. You got to keep at it because every day you get better.
Absolutely.
Do you like writing?
It's one of my favorite parts of the process.
Nice.
It's just because, honestly, writing is one of the parts of the music industry where you can just completely say what you have to say.
Right. You're in control
at
that point. Right?
And it's my melodies, my lyrics, my words, my emotions, and my vulnerability. And I feel like the creative side of this industry is what drives us artists to keep going because it's the art form. It's what we love to do. So it is my favorite part. I love performing and I love meeting everybody, but without the music, I would never have that opportunity.
100%.
So I got to put priority first is definitely my lyrics and my melodies.
I like it. I personally, I'm just a sucker for the live shows. I love being on stage, feeding off the adrenaline of the band, feeding off the adrenaline of the fans, and just getting up there. Because for me, I'd always done like musical theater and stuff, so I was so used to getting on stage, putting on a costume, and becoming like some character. Yeah. But then for me as an artist, this is me, and the lyrics represent who I am, obviously, because we're in control of that process, right? The melodies and the lyrics, that represents who I am so wholeheartedly that when I get on stage, I don't feel like I'm playing a character. I don't feel like I had to put on some costume. I'm wearing a leather-studded jacket, and I'm walking on stage feeling good and just feeding off the energy of the crowd. I love the live shows. I love the live shows. And you have a live show, like you said, you have a live show that you're doing with So Far Sounds.
Yes.
That's so cool. Have you ever done a So Far show before?
I have not. This is my first one.
Oh, get ready.
Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit nervous, but excited.
No, it's a really incredible vibe. For those of you that don't know what a So Far show is, it's you go into this room where it could be anywhere. It could be a bagel store. It could be a winery. It could be the laundromat. It could be wherever. Awesome. And people are just sitting on the floor, having a good time. You can bring your own wine and cheese and crackers and just sit there. You watch the show, and then these three artists, where typically, they change it per show, but typically you don't know who the artists are that you're going to be going to see. Like you just sign up to go to a show. Some cases are different. I think your case is different. I did a show with them where I was announced as a host, and then I was like, "Oh, ladies and gentlemen, me." So people knew that I was going to be there. They didn't know I was performing. And then I did another one where it was just it's me and Zara Larson. So it was like, here it is.
That's awesome.
But So Far is so cool, dude. You're gonna have such a good time.
Excited.
So people can get tickets to this, right?
Yes.
Where can they get tickets?
I feel like you would know more of this. I think that you register for tickets online at sofarsounds.com/Long Island.
You can use all their Instagrams, all the So Far Sounds LI, and
absolutely. And you can find it. It's actually the link in all of my bios at Joe Kirk Music if you want to follow me. If not, just go to the website.
Everybody, yeah, rock your body, yeah, everybody, yeah, rock your body right. Back streets back, alright, yeah. Now, oh my God, we're back again. Brothers, sisters, everybody sing. Gonna bring the flavor, show you how. Got a question for you, better answer now. Yeah, am I original? Yeah. Am I the only one? Yeah. Am I sexual? Yeah. Am I everything you need? You better rock your body now. Everybody.
think I did it again. I made you believe we're more than just friends. Oh baby, it might seem like a crush, but it doesn't mean I'm serious. Don't lose all my senses. That is just so typically me. Oh baby, baby, oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in love, but I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent.
and jumping in the misty morning fog with our hearts thumping in you, a brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Whatever happened to Tuesday so slow? Going down the old mine with a transistor radio. Standing in the sunlight laughing, high beyond the rainbow's wall. Slipping and sliding all along the waterfall with you, a brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-da-da, just like that? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-da-da, la-dee-da. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Cool.
Joining me right now in the studio is an artist that I have known for 10, 11, 12 years at this point, but I've never sat down with him and just talked music, talked our backgrounds in music, how we got started, why we got started, and really kind of learned each other's story. But let me tell you something about this artist. He is not only unbelievable, the voice that he has is just, it's crazy, but he is one of the kindest, most humble artists I've ever had the pleasure of knowing and being able to call a friend. And for the first time ever, we're about to have this conversation. So make some noise in studio for my friend Christian Guardino.
What's
up,
going
man?
on, everybody? Oh, Nick, you're gonna make me blush. Stop
Oh,
it.
I
So
can see
nice.
the cheeks are starting to get red. What are you,
So
nervous to
nice.
talk to me? Come on.
I'm just nervous in general. Always nervous.
And you are such a positive artist, and in my opinion, such a positive role model. You have served as a role model for me because you're not someone who runs from their obstacles and runs from their story. You go out there and you tell it every day, and you tell it with your music, you tell it with your artistry. You are just such an unbelievable artist. And I want you, if you're comfortable with it, I want you to tell your story
Absolutely.
about growing up, how you got involved in music, and the obstacles that you personally have faced.
Absolutely. Well, I was actually born with a very rare retinal disease called Leber's congenital amaurosis. I'm gonna say LCA because that's a long name. But you know, I was born with this very rare retinal disease, and what it does to you is basically you're born missing a gene in your eye. They said that I would be going blind by the time I hit age 15 to 30.
Wow.
So that was a scare. Yeah, that was a scare.
And you're finding this out at how old?
I was 11, 12. Yeah, 11. And then, you know, just finding that out was tough to handle. Especially I didn't know how to handle it. But music was always like kind of something I used to like help cope with the news that I got. Music was always there. You know, it was like my rock. It was my backbone. It was support. You know.
Being around you, Christian, it was so incredible and so inspiring because I had known your story and I knew bits and pieces of your story, and I just thought, even though you were younger than me, you were a role model. You served as a role model and an inspiration, and I was just always so motivated by your positivity. And I just thought, like, wow, this kid is just, not only is he an incredible artist, but you're such an incredible person.
Thank you.
It's always kind of like rocked me. Like, I just think you're just such an awesome artist. You were on a talent show.
I
and it
was.
was called, what,
I don't know.
can't remember what the name of it is. I think it's
America's Most Wanted.
Yeah. Oh, that's who it was. You're on America's Got Talent, and I mean, you got that golden buzzer from Howie Mandel. What was that experience like when you're on stage? You just gave it your all. You're nervous. You got all this, like, these nerves inside your body. Your family's there, and then Howie just shocks the crowd, shocks you, and presses that golden buzzer. And the confetti starts pouring, and now you are just automatically, you're in the finals, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's any way I can try to explain that feeling, it's really indescribable. I have a box at home of the confetti. I literally took a whole bunch of confetti on the stage, and then they actually gave me a box of it. But I remember you could check the tape, and once I'm walking off stage, I'm literally like, all right, I want this. Like I'm scrambling. I'm scrambling for the confetti. I was like, I need to remember this. I need to remember this.
And it was such a beautiful moment.
It's just such a shock, and you don't expect it. When Howie said, if you had one wish right now on anything on earth, what would it be? And I was like, probably the golden buzzer. Just messing around. I didn't think in a
You were
million
quick
and a
with
half
that.
years. Man, that was insane. I never expected him to actually do that. I
It
never
was
expected him in a million
unbelievable.
years to actually do that.
Unbelievable.
Thank
I
you.
remember just like I said, I watched it and crying. But you
Oh
have done
man.
such incredible things since being on America's Got Talent. Most recently, your record "Waiting," which is. Can you give us like a little? Can you just sing a little?
Yeah,
bit
I'll
of
give
it
you
for-
something.
come
I'll
on,
give you
us a
something.
little something.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting, just waiting for you. I've been waiting. I've been waiting, just waiting for you.
Oh,
That's the
my
chorus.
God. Dude.
That's the chorus.
I don't know what just came out of me, but that was unbelievable. Your voice is just, it has this beautiful tone to it. Your pitch is perfect. You are unbelievable, and you have
Aw,
this
man.
ability as an artist, which I love about you. Is so many people they've got the perfect pitch, the technique is down, but they lack that passion, that feel where they can really tell a story and you can feel it. You can
It's
walk
soul.
away with a song feeling something, and you give that. And your song "Waiting," it makes you feel something.
Yeah,
It makes
thank
you feel
you.
something, and it's unbelievable. And you tell us about the writing process of that,
Absolutely.
because you did that with like a big artist. What was
Absolutely.
his name again?
His name was Hunter
Oh,
Hayes.
there it is.
Yeah. So I recorded that song with Hunter Hayes, and we met Hunter Hayes through Children's Miracle Networks. Because I got treated at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, that's one of the hospitals that Children's Miracle Network supports, and since I got treated in that hospital and I was on America's Got Talent, I got to be a national champion and spokesperson and advocate for Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
It's amazing.
And through that, I met Hunter Hayes. And he said that he was a fan of me and he would love to spend some time in the studio together. And
How
I'm
cool
looking
is
at him
that?
like,
First of all, Hunter Hayes
I-
saying he's a
exactly.
fan of you. You're a fan of Hunter Hayes. Hunter Hayes
I'm
says
looking
he's a
at
fan
him.
of you.
I'm
That's
looking at
just-
him. As soon as he said that, I'm looking at him like, what? I'm like, you're a fan of me? What are you talking about? Like, that's not right, man. I'm a fan of you, man. Like, I couldn't believe it. And I was like, this guy's a fan? I was
Right.
like, what? Because it's like you never expect it. You never expect people like that to actually like be a fan of yours. It's like it's the most insane feeling, and it feels
say
great.
that-
A few months go by. That July, I actually had a song written, and the song "Waiting" already written,
Mhm.
and that's a whole story. But around July, we went to Nashville to see the studio, and I thought it was just gonna be like it's cool, sit in the studio and hang out, like
Right.
watch how he's doing his thing, tour the studio. That's what I thought it was gonna be. No, it was not.
Turned into something
yeah.
so much better, right?
Yeah, he walked in and it was like great to see him. We're like, hey man, he was like, hey, I was like, it was good to see you. It was so excited, like I was so excited to see him because I was like, this guy's a fan, like
Yeah.
and like I'm a fan of his.
Right.
This is crazy, and first 10 minutes
Nice
we're
guy?
talking. Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah.
One of the nicest people I've ever met. First 10 minutes, he asked, so I heard you got a song. I was like, oh, you heard that, huh? Where'd you hear that from? But I was like, yeah, I might have something. Yeah.
Right.
I was very reluctant to take it out because I was terrified and not confident at all. And it was something that was very
Close personal
yeah,
to you.
personal to me. You know, I take my phone out and I had my lyrics on my phone and I start singing the lyrics. And as I'm singing the lyrics, he starts playing a melody with the guitar. And from there, we built the track from the ground up in about 5-6 hours. And 5-6 hours later, we had the song "Waiting." rough draft done and
it's
everything.
Unbelievable. You've never ran from telling your story. You always are so sharing. You're an open book. We said that before.
Absolutely.
Before we even started this interview. And I said, is there anything you don't want to talk about? And you said, I'm an open book. I want to talk.
I could talk about anything. I really have no shame whatsoever.
You're doing incredible things. You really, really are. And you do whatever makes you happy. You do whatever makes you happy.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I can
you.
see that music makes you happy because whenever we're
man.
talking about music, you got this massive smile on your face.
Yeah, I just man, I there's nothing I love more than music and
So
just
then I want to ask you this on a music side,
okay.
as I kick cameras over here. On the music side, what is coming up for you? What are you doing? Are you releasing videos? You're releasing
Yes,
songs,
we
albums,
got some
in the
stuff.
studio, writing music. What are you
Oh
doing?
yeah, I have been ever since I wrote my first song,
Right.
Waiting. That was my first ever original.
Christian, I've loved having you here, man.
Man, it's been my honor. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you. Great friend, and this was so much fun, man.